Hey everybody, happy National Pie Day. Welcome everybody. Okay, I'm gonna give it a sec. I know some people are going to come into the room, so I'm gonna give a few minutes for people to come on in. I see some people coming in. Hey Rachel. Hey Olive. Hey Mackenzie. Oh my God, I see Nikki. I see another Rachel. Hey everybody, happy National Pie Day. My name is Frederick, and I have been an employee at Stand Up to Cancer for over 10 years. I'm also a board-certified patient advocate, and this cause is especially dear to me because I lost my father to colorectal cancer in 2008. So in addition to my passion for patient advocacy, I'm also an avid baker, so that's why I'm here with you guys today. We're going to bake this apple pie in honor of, National Pie 3.14 Pie Day. So really excited about that. So before we get started, I just want to let you guys know we're also going to talk about Stand Up to Cancer and the important work we do as we bake. I want you to know there is a donate button at the bottom of the screen. So please, every donation counts. It all matters. No, there's no donation too small, so we appreciate you donating. You'll see the donate button at the bottom of the screen. Okay, let's get started. We're going to get started on pie. First, before we get started, I want to talk about pie dough. Now, I make my own pie dough from scratch. So if you guys make your own pie dough from scratch, what's important to know is that we want that dough to be firm. So when you make that pie dough, you want to refrigerate it for at least an hour before rolling it out to put it into the pie pan. You can even make it overnight. You can even have it overnight. Refrigerating, that's fine. We want at least 1 hour because we want that dough to be firm for the rolling out, right? If you are not making a pie dough from scratch, if you are going to do a store-bought pie dough, then just follow those instructions, okay? So we're going to get started. We're going to come over here, and next up, we're going to talk about apples. So with this pie, we're going to do a blend of apples that are both sweet and tart. So you can do Granny Smith. Granny Smith is kind of your world-famous tart apple. So we want to do some Granny Smith apples. You could also do like Brayburn, is another example. You can do, and then you want a sweet apple, so you can do like kind of like your delicious golden apple. You just want a sweet, you want a tart. You want about for this recipe, you want about 5 pounds of apples. So try to get, or 4.5 pounds. So try to get 2 pounds, 2 to 2.25 pounds of the sweet, and the same for the tart. Okay, and then we're going to get those together. So I already got started because we know with Instagram Live, time is constrained. You only get that hour before we timed out. So I already got started. I've got some apples in the pan here already, but I'm going to show you guys what I do. So where is my apple core? Here we go. We got our apple core, so we're just going to do this. So you're going to do this. You got to give yourself time because you've got to do this to every single apple, right? Okay, so we've got that. We're going to set that aside. So that cores our apple. That makes it nice and easy for us. And then we're going to come here and add those apples there. Okay. Alrighty. We'll do that. Almost there. So we just want to peel, get those skins off. Okay. And the other thing about this pie as well is, well, we're going to do that next. We're going to caramelize the apples. So apples can get really soggy, and you guys have had those soggy, kind of like overly juicy apple pies before. We don't want that. So that's something that we want to avoid having happen, is that. So what we're going to do is instead caramelize the apples first. So we're going to cook the apples down, and that's going to help us resolve that issue. So how we're going to do that is, now that we've got the apples together, let's bring that here. And where's my big spoon? Oh, here is I'm going to get that spoon. Okay, we're going to use this spoon here. So how we're going to do this is we are going to toss these apples in 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Okay, so we're going to get that in there. We're going to do 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So we've got that in there. We're going to do, I think this is a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So we've got that. And then we're going to do this really great mixture. This is my favorite part. This is the mixture of spices. So this is a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice, a 1/4 teaspoon of clove, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. So we're going to get that in there. Okay. And then we're also going to add 1/2 teaspoon of orange zest. So you're just going to grate an orange, 1/2 teaspoon of that zest, and then 1/2 teaspoon of lemon zest. So you got to make sure you got to have extra lemon and orange on the side to do your grating to get that zest. So this is our 1/2 teaspoon of the orange zest and our 1/2 teaspoon of the lemon zest. Okay, so we got that going on, and then we're going to stir. Okay, and just get that together. So what you're going to do next is you're going to take this and you're going to put this in a Dutch oven. If you don't have a Dutch oven, you can just use a regular pot. A regular stock pot is fine. You're going to pour all of this into that Dutch oven, and then you have to cook that for about 15 minutes. I would check it once every 5 minutes just to make sure. You want to do it on medium. So you're going to put that on medium heat in that Dutch oven. Check it every 5 minutes because you want to stir. So every 5 minutes, give it a good stir. You're going to see these gorgeous juices start coming, coming out of the apples and caramelize, with the brown and the white sugar. It's beautiful. So every 5 minutes, you'll do a stir. At about the 15-minute mark, you want your apples, they should be soft enough. You don't want them falling apart because we want the apples in the pie as an apple slice. So you don't want them so cooked. You just want them soft. So you want them soft because we don't want to have apples that are going to break up all in the pie, right? So every 5 minutes, do your check, do your stir on medium. It'll just be a very nice simmer. Once you are done with that, you are then going to drain those apples, okay? So you've got to have a colander or something that you can drain sitting on top of another pot because remember, there's going to be juices. So you're going to take that pot, pour that into the colander that's in that other pot to catch those juices coming down so you can drain the apples and the juices, and then you're going to set that aside for a ½ hour, okay? Set that aside for a ½ hour. So I'm going to move this out of the way because now we got to get ready to do the pie dough and get that all together in the shell, okay? So we are going to make a little space here. Okay, we're going to get to that in a little bit. So let's set this aside, and I'm going to get the pie shell. Okay, so this is the pie shell that I did. Not only did, like I say, I did that pie dough for at least 1 hour. I did mine overnight, so that way it was going to be firm. Rolled it out, laid it in the pie pan. Now, upon rolling it out and laying it in the pie pan, after doing that, because we want this to be firm, put it back in the refrigerator. Just put it back in the refrigerator, just like this. Refrigerate it for 30 minutes. So you can do that. You can refrigerate that for 30 minutes while you are having your, caramelized apples setting aside for that 30 minutes that they need to cool after you've drained them, okay? So since that was already done, to save time, let me grab that because we've already got the caramelized apples that are drained. So let's do that. Okay, so here they are, you guys. These are the drained caramelized apples. They are just, oh my God. Oh my God, they're so good. They're so good because these are the apples that you cooked. Remember, we quartered the apples, we peeled the apples, put them in the Dutch oven with the allspice, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the clove. We got that in there. We got the orange zest, the lemon zest, right? And then we've got our brown sugar and our white sugar. We did that 15 minutes of cooking, checking it every 5 minutes to stir. It's in your pot on medium. Then you pour it and drain. So this is the pour and drain. So the reason why you need this is so that way those juices that are going to come out are going to come into this pot. That's going to play a part as well. So we need that. So first thing we're going to do is, so we've got our pie shell here, right? We're going to take this spoon. We are going to spoon in our apples. Okay. Let's do that. Let's get that all in here. In fact, I think I can just do this here. So we've got all the apples, you guys. This just smells, and your kitchen's going to smell amazing because of all the spices. It's just going to be beautiful. Okay, so we've got that. All right. And then next up, what is important in this as well is that we want to now make a little juice. So we're going to make a little juice, and that is going to be, it's going to be the juices that came out from the caramelization. We're going to do a 1/4 cup of that. So I've got my measuring cup right here. We're going to pour in. So these are the juices that came out of your caramelized apples. We're going to pour a 1/4 cup. Okay, so we got a 1/4 cup of that. And then guess what we're going to do next? We're going to pour this in a tablespoon of orange juice and a tablespoon of lemon juice. So that orange that you used on your grater to zest, so we could have the zest, and the same thing with your lemon, juice that orange or oranges, juice that lemon or lemons. We just need a tablespoon each. So we've got a tablespoon of orange juice, tablespoon of lemon juice. We're going to pour in the juices from our caramelized apples. That's our 1/4 cup. And one more little apple stuck on that teaspoon. Stir that really good. Okay. Stir that really good, and we're pouring over. That's all the juice we need. That's going to cook. That's all the juice we need. We're not going to have a really watery apple pie. It's not going to be soggy. That is all the juice we need. Okay. So let's get that out of the way. And now here's the tricky part. Those who make their own pie dough know that it seems every pie dough is different. I'm going to flour this surface. Every pie dough, right when I think I've mastered the art of like rolling out the perfect pie dough, something happens. It gets a little messy. It gets a little crazy. It's almost like every dough has a mind of its own, right? It's its own thing. Okay, so here is the dough that I made that I had refrigerated for at least an hour, right? So let me just go ahead and flour that a little bit. We're going to roll this out. Okay, so let's see. Let's put that down here. I've got my roller. Okay. Right here. Alrighty. Okay, and we want a diameter, I would say, let's get a diameter of 11 inches, okay? Let's do that. So we're going to roll that out. Let's hope this just comes up really easy. Let's see here. So we want, I always do a measuring tape, have that as just handy. I just want to have at least, we'll have some overhang on the side of the pie dish, which is fine. We'll cut off that overhang. It'll be totally fine. We just want to make sure the diameter is enough so when we lay it on top. So let's hope this is easy. Lifting. Oh my God. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Just going to lay this right on top. Okay. And this is a simple dough, you guys. This dough, it's sugar, flour, salt, and an amount of butter. I'm not going to tell you how much butter is in this dough, but the butter makes the dough. And then you do some ice water to just kind of get it all wet and slick, and then flour it up till you get a nice dough. So you guys, this came out perfect. So now we're just going to cut our overhang. And there's so much butter in this dough, you can eat this dough. I mean, you shouldn't eat the dough, but it's so good. I can taste the butter in the dough. It's so good. Okay. All right. We've got that going. Okay, just cutting our overhang here. Okay, but the dough is good. You can't eat the dough, trust me. Okay, one more little piece. It's so good. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Now, hang on here. All right, then we want, because we're going to get a bubbling up of the juices. Where's my little paring knife? We're going to cut 4 slits, about 2 inches, just right in the middle and the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this part is important. You're going to preheat your oven at 425 degrees. Get that all done before you get started. Just get the oven preheated. What's important is you need a cookie sheet preheating in that oven. As it's going to 425, have a cookie sheet on your center rack. Have your cookie sheet there because we want that cookie sheet hot. We're going to actually bake this on the cookie sheet because when these juices come out, the cookie sheet can be there to catch and any juices that come. It's not going to fall in your oven and get it all over your oven. It's going to just come out the top, go down the sides, and it'll end up on your cookie sheet. So make sure when you preheat to 425, have the cookie sheet in there as well, okay? Let's say we're preheated. We're going to place this now on the cookie sheet, put it in the oven. You're going to do 425 for 25 minutes, okay? And then at the 25-minute mark, you're going to take it out just enough to rotate it. You're going to rotate it and you're going to take the temperature down to 375. So let me tell you why we're doing this. We're doing 425 at first because it's going to brown the bottom. We don't want a soggy bottom crust. So we don't want this. We want this at the bottom done. So that 425 is going to really brown the bottom of the pie pan, and then you can start the browning of your crust as well. That'll happen for that 25 minutes. You'll see, 25-minute mark, you're good. Then you'll come down to 375 degrees. Rotate the pan, just flip it around, keep it on that center rack, go down to 375 degrees and let it cook for 25 more minutes. People have a different degree of golden brownness that they like their crust to have. So if you see at any point, maybe it's after that first 25 minutes at 425, if you're like, oh my God, the crust is brown enough, I don't want it to get any browner, one great trick is get a loose piece of foil, pull a loose piece of foil or two, and cover your pie while it's baking the remainder of the time. That way, your pie is still going to bake, but your foil is going to cover the top. So that way the top isn't going to get any more browner than it already has if it's already brown enough and golden brown. Because some people, you want to get that perfect golden brown shade that you like. Okay, so we're now placing it on the cookie sheet, putting in the oven. Okay, 425. Hang on. Okay. Alrighty. So the hard work is out of the way. I want to talk about Stand Up to Cancer. So thank you guys again for being here. SU2C's mission is to make every cancer patient a long-term survivor. Okay, we were founded in 2008. And SU2C is a groundbreaking movement that speeds up cancer research and gets new therapies to patients quickly to save lives now. So we bring together the best and the brightest scientists, top cancer researchers on SU2C research teams are working together to get treatments to patients faster. Since launching in 2008, SU2C research has contributed, this is amazing, to the development of 10 new FDA-approved cancer therapies. 10 new FDA-approved cancer therapies for bladder, breast, colorectal, pancreatic, prostate, and ovarian cancers, as well as difficult to treat leukemias in children. Okay, so we have campaigns that raise awareness about a variety of cancer topics, including screening and prevention and participation in cancer clinical trials. As of last August of 2020, 1,950 scientists representing more than 210 institutions are involved in SU2C funded research, which is just amazing, So I know you guys know that cancer touches us all, that, every day in the US, 5,000 people are diagnosed with cancer and we lose a person to cancer every minute. So 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women in the US will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetimes. Now, due to advances in cancer research, the US cancer death rate has fallen 31% since 1991, which is amazing. And the estimated 16.9 million cancer survivors living in the US is proof that cancer research is making a tremendous difference. So it's just incredible work that Stand Up to Cancer does. Did you guys also know that March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month? So you'll be seeing a lot on SU2C social channels about colorectal cancer this month. Colorectal cancer is the second most common cause of death in the U.S. With screening, colorectal cancer is one of the most preventable cancers and beatable in 90% of cases when detected early through routine screening. So screening is important. As I told you guys, I lost my father to colorectal cancer in 2008. Now, I was told at that time to get my first colonoscopy at 40. So I did that. So at 40, I got my first colonoscopy. There were no polyps. I was told at that time to come back in 10 years for the next colonoscopy. So here we are. It's 10 years later, and I am getting ready to have that follow-up colonoscopy. So please check out SU2C social channels later in the month, because I'm going to be chronicling my colonoscopy journey to do my part in helping raise awareness around colorectal cancer and the importance of early detection and routine screening. So you guys just check back later in the month and join me as we go on the colonoscopy journey. Oh, and I want to tell you guys too, if you or a loved one has been diagnosed with cancer, we have resources. The Stand Up to Cancer website has resources. I want you to visit standuptocancer.org. When you get there, you'll see a tab that says for patients and caregivers, and you can click on that tab to learn more about the resources that are provided there. We also have a COVID-19 page. So click on that COVID-19 page tab, and there are a lot of resources around COVID-19 that you can learn more there as well. So, and you can always donate at standuptocancer.org. You can donate right now at the bottom of the screen on that donate button. And you guys can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at SU2C. Okay, so thank you guys again for being here. We're going to get back to the pie. I've got a little confession, because we know that Instagram Live, you time out after an hour. There's no way in the world we were going to be able to do this pie from start to finish in 1 hour. So I got a little confession to make. Hold on. Okay, ta-da! I made a second pie earlier this morning. Okay. So here's the finished pie. Same exact recipe we just went through. Same exact oh my God, let me get the vanilla ice cream. Totally forgot about that. Okay, so this is very important, the vanilla ice cream. So same recipe we talked about before. I made it, and look, this pie even has, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me try to bring it closer, bring the pie closer. There it is, and there's even a little Stand Up to Cancer arrow. Do you see that little Stand Up to Cancer arrow on the pie? Okay, isn't that so cute? This is the golden brown color I like for my pie. So after you make the pie, you take it out. After that second 25 minutes at the lower temperature of 375 degrees, you are going to cool that pie on the wire rack for 2 hours. 2 hours. It will stay warm. I'm telling you, you can leave it on the wire rack like all day long. That pie will be warm for hours. So if you like it hot, you can serve it right away. If you like it room temperature, you can leave it out. It's beautiful. It's going to smell up your whole place, and it's just going to be glorious. So here is our pie. So I've got a plate somewhere. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? Oh my God. Okay, let's see here. The first piece it's always kind of messy cutting that. Oh my God, this crust is so flaky. Oh my God, wow. Even just hearing the little flake crunch of the crust. It's always that first piece is always like, I still haven't mastered the art of cutting the perfect first piece. So we'll see here. It's always a lot of work. So if the first one's too messed up, we'll go ahead and then we'll taste test on the second piece. Wow. Okay, let's see here. Oh. Okay, hang on. And I want you guys to see. See, it's not runny. See how the pie is not runny? Hang on here. I want to show you this inside, Because you guys know when you have these pies, you cut into the pie and it's all juice. And you're like, why is it just all, it's like apples are drowning in like a sea of juices. Look inside that pie. It's not juicy. All it is caramelized apples with, and it's a little tiny bit of juice, but it's going to be extremely moist. So that is exactly why we pre-cooked and caramelized those apples and just used the amount of juice that we did. Okay, so it's not the most attractive slice, but you know, like I said, that first one's always a little tricky. I'm just gonna break off a little of this crust. Oh my God. Okay, hang on. Spoon. Okay. Vanilla bean ice cream. That's my choice. Okay, we've got that there. This crust is just amazing. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Oh. I wish all of you guys could be here right now to taste this. I wish we could eat this pie together. You know, there's a danger in me having the whole rest of this pie here today by myself. I'm going to just start giving pieces to neighbors so that way I don't eat this entire thing by myself. Okay, we're going to do one more piece. This is incredible. It's a perfectly flaky crust. Wow. Okay. Bake something today. If it's still early enough in your day, you can make a pie, you can buy a pie, get yourself a slice of pie, go somewhere, go to the grocery store, go to a bakery, get some pie today to celebrate National Pie Day, National 3.14 Pie PI Day, and also in celebration of Stand Up to Cancer as well. All of the tremendous work that Stand Up to Cancer is doing that we so appreciate you guys supporting by coming to this today, by donating today, by visiting standuptocancer.org. So thank you again for going on this little baking adventure with me. Again, learn more and donate at standuptocancer.org. And again, check back later this month, throughout the month, later in the month, more own colonoscopy journey, but just more information about colorectal cancer awareness that'll be happening throughout this month as well. Thank you guys for following us. Thank you guys for being a part of today's National Pie Day celebration. I'm going to start getting rid of this pie as soon as possible because I can see easily half this pie being gone in the next 15-20 minutes. So I'm going to try to not do that. But wishing you guys all the best. Have a beautiful Sunday. Happy National Pie Day. Thanks so much for being here. Talk to you soon.